Hello everybody, this is Flynn and welcome back to another tutorial. Now guys, in this video we're going to be building a really awesome and efficient automatic iron farm. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. So you're going to start off needing a lot of blocks. I'm going to be using stone brick as always, about 32 glass, 9 hoppers, at least 1 chest, 64 doors. I'll be using oak doors, but once again you can use whatever you want. 9 signs, and a bucket of lava. So you're going to get yourself started off by placing down a chest. This can be built high in the sky or on the ground. I would not recommend building it underground though, because yeah, you'll have some problems, but we'll address those later. And so once you place your chest, you're going to want to come through here and place 3 hoppers, and then 3 hoppers into those, and 3 more hoppers into those right there. Perfect. Now that you have your main shape, you're going to want to go through and place a junk block with a block on top, and then you're going to want to place 3 glass, another stone brick, 3 more glass, stone brick, 3 more glass, stone brick, and 3 more glass. Perfect. The next thing you're going to do is extend this pattern up 5 more blocks. And there we go, we have extended it up 5 blocks, so now that it is 6 blocks tall, go ahead to these top pieces of glass, break them all, and replace them with stone brick. And that'll give you that little ledge right there. Now you're going to come down into this, and on the second block, it doesn't matter which side you choose, I'm going to use the back. You're going to want to place 3 signs, and then just go ahead and make a little wall of signs by holding shift, and then you can place your signs continuously. And you're going to want to use all 9 signs. This way you'll be blocking up the hoppers. And then you're going to have to come on up here, and on any block just place your bucket of lava, and that will go ahead and spread, covering all of your signs. Now when the iron golems spawn, they'll be pushed down into here, fall down, and since they don't take fall damage, they will hit right here and the lava will burn them up, but their drops won't be burnt. So they'll fall right down into these hoppers and into your chest. Now the next step to this will be coming up to this ledge right here, and on all sides we're going to want to extend this out by 7 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And like I said, you'll be doing this to all of your other sides. And once you have that all marked out, you're going to go through and you're going to want to fill in all these areas. So just go ahead and fly through and fill this all in until you have one giant square. Perfect. Now this should leave you with a large square that has 8 blocks, and then a gap of 3, and then another 8 blocks. And that'll be the exact same on this side as well. The next thing you're going to want to do is go over to a corner, place a junk block, and then another block, destroy that junk block, and then make sure you have a corner set up like that. And so you're going to want to go through and just give your entire square a ledge of 1 block. This will be used for the walls and then also where the doors will be. So this is very important, and it's extremely important that the blocks are all the right amount, because if not, then it'll just cause a multitude of problems, so best to avoid those. Once you have that, you're then going to want to go to your corners and build them up to a total of 6 blocks high. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And make sure that you do that for all of your sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now once you do those for all of your sides, I'll go ahead and do that off camera. The next thing you're going to want to do is build the main parts up 4 blocks. So you'll extend it by 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and just go through and do that to all 4 of your sides. Wonderful. You should be left with a shape looking something like this, and then yep, just make sure you have your overhang right there. Now once you do that, you're going to want to go up and align yourself with your 3 wide square. That's a hole. Whoopsies. And then you're just going to want to build up another 2 blocks and repeat this on, once again, all 4 sides, but continue to make sure that you are perfectly aligned up with that hole. As you can see there, we are aligned up. We almost got messed up there, and if you do get messed up, it will end up ruining your entire farm, so don't do it, guys. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is take your 64 doors and place them all along the edge. It doesn't matter if you have them facing like that or like this. but I prefer to have them facing that way for the inside of the farm. So I'm going to go ahead and you just will place a door in every single space that you have right there. Now it doesn't matter what kind of door you're using or which way it's facing, but try to make sure that your doors stay closed, because if they open up somehow, then that will enable iron golems to actually spawn in that space, and that will just cause your rates to drop a little bit, which is the last thing you want when you're building a farm like this. And then one more thing that I forgot to mention, this is for maybe if you're a little newer to Minecraft, but if you build this farm in your spawn chunks, which is basically a 128 block square around where you spawn in your world, then this farm will always be running, no matter if you're in those chunks or in a completely different area of your world. And that just means that it'll be so much more efficient and you'll end up getting lots of iron. So there we go, that takes care of that step. Okay, now real quick, you're going to want to go up 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the block where your doors are, you're just going to want to place a bunch more, and you're just going to real quick mirror this pattern that you have right here. So mirror this square coming all the way out to here and going around. Wonderful. Now your farm should be looking something like this, where you have this exact shape mirrored right on top. Now the second step requires a few more stone bricks, quite a few stone brick slabs, some glass, about 12, or 12 to be precise, 8 torches, and then at least 2 water buckets. So you're going to want to go down here to your bottom section, and I just like to go ahead and put torches on each of the corners right here, just to provide a little bit of light. You won't have to worry about mob spawns in here, but it just helps people see a bit better. Then you're going to want to go in line with this guy and place an infinite water source, just by placing one bucket, skip a block, and then another bucket of water. And from now on, as long as you take water from here, you will never run out of water. And as you can see, it runs perfectly down to this side right here and ends right before it goes down into the lava. This means that any mob in here will get pushed straight down and then into the lava. So from here, you're just going to want to use your infinite water source to go along and place water all the way along to here. Make sure that you do not place water in these 2 blocks right here, these 3 to be precise, I guess. And then you're just going to want to continue this, skip those 2 blocks, go straight across, and go through just like that. Now if you do place water in one of the blocks like that, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure that you block it up before you move on, because otherwise your entire field right here will be turned into source blocks, and that'll ruin your farm. So once you have that, then you'll be golden. Go ahead and go to each corner, place a block, and then another water bucket, and break the block. And that will push everything straight down into there. Like always, repeat this to all of your other sides, and your bottom section right down here will be done. Now you're going to want to come up top, and on the corners place a block, and a block, and then slabs right on top of each one. Then go ahead and, as always, repeat this on the other sides, just like that, and perfect. That'll be looking good. Now the last part of main block placing will be going across and on top of all your doors, and then also this bit, you're just going to want to go through and place slabs. This will be so that when your water is right along here, whoopsies, we opened that door. When your water is all along here, you won't have problems with it flowing overboard. This will all keep the water in this section. So I'll go ahead and do that and then be right back with you. There you go, this is what it should be looking like now. Now once this has happened, you get to hit the fun part of this if you're building it in survival mode. The thing you're going to want to do is go down, and you're going to have to do this for each side, but place 3 blocks, junk blocks right there and right there, just like that, and then destroy your junk blocks, and build a little 2-high capsule. Now once you have this, you're going to want to go in, place a torch, and then your glass on top. I wouldn't place all your glass in yet, but I'm going to do it just for the sake of the tutorial. So yeah, as always, go ahead and do that for each side. But then once you do, you're going to have to, first of all, have access to villagers, because villagers are what drives this farm. Where are my villagers real fast? I am so unprepared, aren't I? There we go, there's our villagers. So the way you're going to want to do this is in this capsule, it doesn't matter which capsule, just pick one capsule and then make sure you have 1, 2, and 3 grown villagers and go ahead and just cap them off. The torch is so that mobs won't spawn in there. And then you're going to want to go to this part right here, make sure you have your torch, and then you're only going to need 2. And then this capsule right here will need 3 villagers, and that one will need 2 villagers. Then once you have that, your farm will basically be done. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera and then bring you guys back. And just like that, your farm is done. You have your 3 villagers, 2 villagers, 3 villagers, and 2 villagers. Now what will happen is these villagers, as you can hear, will be reading the doors. And they think that this is a village, which then tricks Minecraft into thinking this is a village. However, they can't decide how big the village is. So that causes iron golems to spawn in the areas where there are water, and then it pushes them down in there and kills them, giving you your iron and your roses. So it's a really great system. One thing that I've noticed though is like if you try going AFK, which means away from keyboard if you don't know, right next to the farm, then iron golems won't spawn. You have to be at least 16 blocks away from a farm for it to work. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to stand over here for a little bit, and then I'll keep an eye on my clock, and as soon as an iron golem comes right in there, I will let you know, and I'll tell you how long it's been. And there we go, guys. It has literally been 1 minute since that happened, and we've had an iron golem spawn. Now iron golems will drop anywhere from 3 to 4 iron. We'll go ahead and see how many that was. Oh wow, that was 5 iron actually, guys, my bad. 3, 4, or 5 iron ingots is what I've noticed so far. And so when you look at that, that means that you're getting, when you do the math, right about around 2 iron every minute. Now that may not seem fantastic, but if you're on a single player world and you just leave this running for a while you work on something else in your spawn chunks, you can come check on it and have this entire chest, and of course you can get a bigger storage system, but you'll get entire chests full of iron, which is so great if you need beacons or anything like that. So anyway guys, the sun is going down, and I'll go ahead and finish this up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was interesting to make, to be sure. It is a bit of a complex design for first-time builders, but once you get used to it, it is such a handy thing to have in your pocket because it gives you infinite iron, guys. What can be wrong with infinite iron? Anyway, as always, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, and if you really loved it, then please be sure to subscribe and stay up to date on all of my newest content. But anyway guys, until next time, this has been Flynn, and keep on creating.